Are you ready to go, man?
Yeah, let's go. We got work to do.
Let's move them out. We'll see you guys up there. Mike talked to this guy earlier, and he's a pretty nice guy, and he said we can film, so we should get some good video on Mike. Working on a steam-powered generator.
Right.
How's that?
Steam-driven.
Yeah. I think I called it a steam generator earlier. We're here in an old industrial building that's getting restored, and this is what Mike is working on today. This is the engine, right, Mike? The steam engine?
Right. So this would constitute the steam engine. This would be the frame, not the whole frame, but this is the crankcase more or less, the main bearings, and the crank rides in these journals here.
Right.
And then it's a compound steam engine, so it's got a high and a low pressure cylinder up front here. So the very tip there is the high pressure cylinder with that valve right above it, and this is the low pressure cylinder here.
And when you talk crankshaft, you're talking that, right?
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Look at that. You can't tell the size of that right now, but I'll take a picture of it when Mike is standing next to it. That's a 6-foot wheel, flywheel. Every bit.
Yeah, I mean it's I think I'm just a little bit taller.
There you go. Yeah, it's 5.5 foot.
Yeah, it's a significant thing.
Don't let me slow you up, buddy.
All right.
Tell me what this is before we start going, this megger.
Okay, so it's called a mega ohm meter. Well, this is actually a bridge megger, so it's got a Wheatstone bridge built into it, as well as a mega ohm meter. And it's primarily used for IR testing, which is insulation resistance testing. So what we want to know is, are any of these copper windings touching ground? And when I say ground, I mean the generator frame.
Right.
So, and if so, how much? Because ideally, on something like this, we should see somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 mega ohms leakage to ground. So, we don't know the last time this was run. I mean, it was stored outside for a number of years, correct?
I had it outside for about 3 years under a tarp.
Right.
And then, but the guy I bought it from, he
indoors more or less.
I believe, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, but really, we don't want anything any less than like 20 mega ohms to ground, because that leakage current will just add to the heat being produced in these windings and will not operate correctly. We can do more damage that way. So I'm just getting set up to do those tests now. If it passes the Megger test, then we'll move on to the Growler test, and we'll check for any shorts from winding to winding.
All right. Have at it, mate.
Okay.
What are you doing there, Mike?
Oh, I didn't know if you were filming or not.
I am.
Sorry. So what I'm doing is there's a little DC dynamo in here that produces about 500 volts. So I am cranking the dynamo and watching the meter scale to see where it rests. You're supposed to do it for about at least 30 seconds straight.
Okay. I was just curious.
I'm gonna restart since I was interrupted there.
Go ahead. Sorry. I see you doing that, and I said, "Oh man, what's he doing?"
Action was happening.
Okay.
All right, let me restart. Gotta short it out here. So when I start cranking, you're gonna see this needle kind of come up and float a little bit, and then after 30 seconds, wherever it finds its home at is your final reading.
Right.
It looked good. It looked promising in that initial.
I was impressed.
Yeah. Like I said, we're shooting for minimum 20 mega ohms.
I'm ready. I'm trying to get in your way.
So it ended about 65 mega ohms. That's excellent.
Is it? It's good.
Yeah, that's excellent. And so on a DC armature like this, all of these wires are connected to each other, but they're in series more or less. So to check the whole thing, you just got to grab one location. So that between where I'm grabbed here and the frame, that tests the whole thing with regards to leakage to ground.
Right.
So, yeah, that's excellent.
I don't think I mentioned it, but Greg was telling me that, I called you Craig, I'm sorry, it's Craig.
It's Craig.
Craig. That's my fault. We got a friend, his name is Greg.
Greg.
And I always mess it up, so we call him Craig Greg. So at least I got it right. So our buddy Craig, he was telling us 1901, this machine.
Yeah, here's the,
Is that original, or you had that made?
this is what was on there.
Wow, very cool. All right, go ahead, Mike. All right, Mike's got his Growler out here. And explain what you're doing, buddy.
So the Growler is essentially the primary of a transformer, and right now the armature is the secondary. So I'm running current, I'm inducing current in some of the windings in this armature. And if there's a short, I shouldn't say current, I'm inducing a potential, a voltage in the windings. And if there's a short between windings, current will flow, which will make this, and if current's flowing, then there'll be a magnetic field developed in that winding with currents flowing, and the little strip of bandsaw will start to vibrate, kind of like that.
Oh, like that? Listen to it. You can hear it.
It'll be more dramatic on the machine.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if it's attracted and it starts to vibrate like that, then we have trouble. Like right now, I'm floating it. So these windings are running under these slats of wood here, between all of these the plates of the armature. So if I find a point where this saw blade starts to vibrate, I know that either winding in these grooves may be shorted to the next one.
Right. So you don't want to hear no vibrating.
Correct. And I'm going to have to do this, well, on probably at least 4 or 6 locations. So I'll start it here, shut it down, move it, go around again, move it, go around again, just to get all the windings covered.
You want me to hold it?
It should stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because right now, it should. Yeah, it attracts on there pretty good.
This is Mike's Growler. He just made this handle. This handle used to be a big hunk of ratty bent out metal, and he put this on his lathe and made front end and back ends. Put a little light in there. And what'd you call this material, Mike?
It's called Garolite.
Garolite.
It's similar to Bakelite.
Similar to Bakelite, and isn't there another one called Fenel or something?
Phenolic. Yeah.
Phenolic.
Yeah. I don't know what all the difference is.
But they're all probably similar in the same family. All right, keep going, buddy. It's pretty interesting here. There's an old building, and our buddy Craig is restoring the building. And not only is he restoring the building, but he's making a machine shop. Over here, that's what he does for a living. He's a machinist or a tool and die maker or whatever. But he's got all his equipment here that he uses for business, and then he's a collector. And over on this side, he collects this kind of stuff. He said he don't collect anything past the 1900s. The one thing he couldn't pass up was that steam generator. That's a 1901, but everything else he has is before 1800s, and a lot of it's Civil War stuff, pre-Civil War. It's funny. Half the stuff you don't know what you're looking at, but it's so cool. It's crazy. Like his box. I don't know what that box is. Maybe it's just a box. Maybe it holds dynamite or something. Or you come around this side, and it looks like it's actually some kind of toolbox. Oh yeah, look at that. Down here. Wow. Almost looks like a casket, you know, for a baby. Well, I think's heavy. That lid on that's heavy. That's, you know, back there in the 1800s, man. That's how stuff was made. See, like I don't even know what half of this stuff is, but you can tell it was run off a belt and probably a hit and miss engine or something.
We got a Growler.
Oh no! Let's go see Mike. That's not good. Mike called me away from the other side of the shop. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, did it bend your machine or you do that?
No, I bent that.
Okay.
I bent that. Yeah, just to. So we're going along here. See, if I put it here, it just kind of falls off.
Right.
Right, but if I go, I forget where it's at. Oh, I feel it. Right there.
Oh, look at that.
So we got a field that this is attracted to. So we got current flowing through the winding in this channel here.
And you don't want that.
We don't want that. And nothing next to it.
So you're gonna mark that?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'll put a piece of tape on it.
Very cool. All right, let's get back to where I was at. Mike didn't want me to mix that. He's a funny guy. Oh, look at this. This must be some kind of cooling barrel. Very cool. A lot of iron here. Nice little anvil. Hopefully some of you guys know what you're looking at, because I can't help you with that. I mean, other than stuff like this lathe, the self-explanatory stuff. Huh. These are gauges. I clear them off, but I don't want to do that. You don't know what you're going to mess up. Wow. I don't know what that belongs to, but I could tell it's some kind of governor. You know, look at the governor balls on that. The balls alone are 6 to 8 inches a piece. Look how ornate stuff is back then. You know, that's how they did things back in the 1800s. There's going to be some place for him when he gets done. There was one machine here I'm saving till the end. Let's see what we got here. I don't know what this is. Oh, the boiler. Steam boiler. I sort of knew what that was, but I didn't. Wow, look at this valve. Look how big that is compared to my foot. Unbelievable. Nice Bridgeport. Alright, let me go take a look at this thing. You're not going to believe this. This here's a bandsaw. But take a look at the painting on this. Let me get my jacket off of here. I thought, when I seen this, I told him, I said, whoever restored this did a nice job. And he was telling me this wasn't restored. This is all original paint. And it's beautiful. And the pinstriping on here is unbelievable. And he told me what year it was, 18 something, but I don't remember. But this is all original paint. And come around this side. Yeah, even down here, it's not always a pinstriping, but sort of like floral painting on there.
What do you call that bandsaw again? Was there a name for that?
There probably was, Mike. Maybe you can see it's not only pinstripe, Mike, but it has floral decorations. You see, like right there and then down here, it gets into like a bush and vines and stuff. Unbelievable. Very cool. There's a cool place he has here. This is Mike's box. That keeps people from stealing stuff. They think they're going to get electrocuted. High voltage. Alright, I'm back over here with Mike. And remember, he found the... Matter of fact, he marked out a piece of tape here. This was the unit that was sort of shorted out.
Unit, you sound like me.
I'll never sound like you. Don't say that. So anyway, this comes up, and Mike was looking, and he's looking down here, and when Craig cleaned this, he must use the wire wheel or something, and Mike noticed something down here. Can you point that out again, Mike? See if we can find it. Oh yeah, I see it.
You see it?
I think I do.
Do you want me to turn my light off?
No. Maybe point your finger where you see it.
It's literally like straight behind this wire here, right kind of down in that hole.
Right.
Looks like a strand of steel wire from a wire wheel or a wire brush.
And Mike was hoping, he said, wouldn't it be funny if that was what was causing the short?
Yeah.
So hopefully, if it is, then it's.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna continue on.
Right.
But you know what? I'm gonna put a little Sharpie mark right there with a Sharpie marker so we can find it easily again.
Come here. We all know how good Mike is, and he picked out. Come here. Look what this is what we're looking at. You guys couldn't see it. Let me turn your light off. Oh, that's your light. Something's reflecting on
It's the Bakelite case.
Oh man. There you go. Okay, look at that. That's what we were looking at before. And Mike pulled it out with a magnetic pick. And check this out.
And the fault's clear.
Right. Here's where the fault was before. No growling. You're a genius,
That's
man.
troubleshooting there.
I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
Alright, I came around the back here to show you guys. Here's the base to this thing. Al Iden Son, Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, I don't know if you could see the massiveness of this without something to compare it to, but it's crazy. I'm gonna walk inside of here, over here, and what Mike is working on over there. This here sits inside the generator. And these are the fields, right, Mike?
Yes, that's the frame, the field frame.
Right.
And that's the two pieces, the lower and the upper.
Right, the lower, and here's the upper behind me here.
So the armature spins in that.
And Mike was showing me the brushes. Grab one of them brushes, Mike.
So it's a whole block. So that's one brush arm, and there's a gang of 4 of them there.
Right, and Mike was telling me that. You see the bolts up there by his thumb, right there in his hand? Well, they attach right here. This big, let me stand back. This is, holy, this is so big. Let me get out of here so you...
Stand on top of that.
I know, I'm trying to get over here. Sorry about the camera work. Look. And that just bolts into there. And then that steering wheel next to it, that adjuster, right, Mike?
Right.
Mike showed me over here, there's a gear.
Yeah, there's like a gear rack here.
Right.
And then...
There are the teeth.
So this whole ring is made to rotate with this hand wheel here. That's how you set the neutral position of the brushes to keep the sparking down.
Hey, you can see the size of the base compared to Mike now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's got to be 12 foot, just the base, 12 foot by 8 foot. Did these go with it, Mike, these gauges?
No, I think he said he picked them up separately. They're about period correct for it though. So
that's cool.
yeah. So this is a 250 volt dynamo genset. So these would be good for field current, field voltage.
All right. I'm going to take a walk over and show them some of them things Mike was explaining to me what some of them machines were, and some of them are really interesting, so I'll meet you guys over there. Yeah, before we go over there, Craig brought some pictures and blueprints of this engine, and it's pretty cool. The guy used to run here. Let me show this one. I guess it's funny. Here's a guy. He's all slopped up. He's greased up. He's got grease on his face, and he's just so happy. You know, he's in charge of running this machine, and that's his thing, and he loves it.
But this is what's behind me here.
Right, this is when it was in operation.
That's the guy that Craig bought it off of, and that was 67?
1967. He said this thing was in operation until 1969.
Yeah.
But look how happy he is. Good old Jerry Scanlon.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's still around. We haven't heard from him. And here's a picture of it, him and his flunky. You see the flunky isn't smiling? Jerry's smiling, but there's Jerry over there. He's happy as a clam. And his buddy just dying for the end of the day. But look, you see the motion in the wheels. And there it is sitting on that base I was just showing you. Incredible. And there's the building it was in, Mike?
Well, that's the whole compound.
The whole complex.
What was it, Vendy? Yeah.
Vendy Coal Company.
Yeah. Yeah, that photo's from 64.
And where was this at, Mike? With the town?
Des Moines?
Des Moines, Iowa?
Yeah.
Des Moines.
Des Moines, not
Des Moines, right.
Des Moines.
Right, we can tell you're not from there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that, and then
Then the blueprint. Let me see the blueprint.
Yeah, 'cause that's a scan of the original drawing.
Right. It's cool. It's cool to get some history from something you buy from the 1800s. Or yeah, 18. I'm going to call it the 1800s because it was 1901. So.
Okay. It was used in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Okay. There you go. Somebody will know that. And this here's just a copy of the manual. Yeah. It's from the 1903 catalog. And that's just a letter. They wanted to replace this at one time back in 1980. Something he said, Mike?
86.
1986. And to replace that, they're going to charge this guy 80 grand, even though the machine was still running. Pretty cool. That's all we got.
Well, this is the letter. I guess so. So the fella Jerry, his signature was in here somewhere. So Jerry wrote this letter, which was a description of the ideal of the engine and the generator's usage, and he wrote that in
little history and provenance.
Right.
That's nice to have.
Yep.
All right, come on over here, buddy, and give me a rundown. What do we know about this one?
Craig told me this is an 8 horsepower Reed.
You know what? That's where them. I show Mike some pistons. That's what them pistons belong to, Mike.
Oh, you're right. That's well, that could be the charge. Yeah, that's the charge.
Yeah.
The charge cylinder piston right there. I don't know what that
other one is. He's got two. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, you're right. That could be the connecting rod. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt you, buddy. What was that? We done with this one?
Yeah, it's 8 horse Reed. This is a pretty rare.
What do you have a? Well, you have a Reed, right?
A 20, yeah.
20.
The 20 is much more common than the 8.
Right.
The 8 is a pretty uncommon engine.
Okay, now here's something. I walked right past, and like I told you guys before, I didn't know what I was looking at, and then Mike told me it's an auto.
Yeah, I believe it's a 5. No, 10. It's
a 10 horse auto.
Yeah.
Which is pretty not rare because they built them in Philly. Matter of fact, Mike worked in the building that they used to build these in.
Yeah. So one of my customers is on the grounds. The building's not the auto building anymore, but
no,
it's the intersection where auto was.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, these are very auto. Any kind of auto you got is very sought after. Let me go around there and I'm gonna just show you the emblem. I didn't see it before. I don't know if I'm gonna get back here.
Oh, you all right, buddy?
Road King's not as skinny as he used to be. There you go, auto. And now since I'm back here, Mike, try and explain this thing back here.
This one here is a half-breed, they call it. So this was originally a steam engine that presumably drove an oil well, you know, out in oil country.
All right, before you continue, Mike, let me get a label here, and then I'll come back so I can get it. Right now, I can't get a good look at it. So, right here is the label. I'll zoom in on there. And Mike said he thinks it might be a Bessemer, so I don't know what that SG Bain, because all that is they have a period in between every one of them. So I don't know what that is, Mike. Yeah, there is a B in there, so it could be Bessemer or something or other. But anyway, it's a 12 horsepower. Now I'm gonna go back and where Mike is and look at it and let him explain to you, because it's a very interesting story. All right, you guys still with? Yeah, you guys still with me here? All right, go ahead, Mike.
Well,
here's the big flywheel here. The flywheel is 5.5 foot.
In the hobby, we refer to these as half-breeds. So originally it was a steam engine in all ways that you can imagine. But sometime around like the 1890s through the early 1900s, what various manufacturers were offering was retrofit kits, essentially, for your steam engine to turn it into a gas engine. So the bed frame, the bed plate of the engine, the crank, the flywheel, the crosshead was all part of the steam engine, but the cylinder, the actual internal combustion cylinder, was provided by a different manufacturer to be bolted into the place of your steam engine cylinder. So I think he said this was a Bessemer cylinder. Let me see if I can get a better...
Okay, while you're going back, it might be easier to get the other side, but you look like you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
It looks like a Bessemer to me.
Yeah, Mike would know because he owned Bessemers, but I was looking at the base this thing is sitting on in there. They're like 12 by 12 hunks of lumber.
So, to me, the neatest thing about this is this thing right here. So this is a gasometer, and this is what regulated the gas pressure to the engine, what it run on wellhead gas, and you just don't see those. You know, an actual gasometer you don't see. It's pretty cool.
This was a time and period that they were just, it was like we are right now, going from combustion to electric vehicles and stuff. They were transitioning from steam to...
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, what is it? Combustion?
Yeah,
exactly. The combustion engine.
External combustion. Steam engines too.
External combustion. There's something.
That's a thing.
Every time I think of combustion, I always think of the internal combustion engine. And here I'm looking at the cylinders and the pistons and everything. Interesting. Never a dull moment with this Mike guy. The hell is that thing sticking up, Mike? That big bullet type thing.
What rack? Right in the back here?
Yeah.
I think it's a pump. Yeah, it's a pump.
Some kind of pump?
Yeah, so that actually the Bessemer, this engine here is belted to that. So that's a ram pump, not a ram pump, a piston pump.
And then what is that machine next to you there? Is that some kind of press?
Well,
with the big handle, the big wheel handle?
This thing here?
Yeah. It looks like it's meant to run off of some kind of belts.
I believe it is a drill press.
Got big gears up there. Oh yeah, I couldn't see the bottom from there, and it looks like some kind of drill press.
Yeah, I mean it's awful. Like the quill feed is awful heavy duty.
Yeah.
But I see a spindle there driven off of those bevel gears up there.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy when the stuff is so big you don't even recognize it.
But you see the little power hammer they have over here? This is pretty cool. All the blacksmithy people will like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our buddy Lloyd there, Rusty Glove Box, he built himself a power hammer.
Yeah, they probably have a term for this, but see the leaf springs they use? It's pretty cool.
I don't want to step on it because some of this stuff is painted. Okay. This thing here, yeah, look at that.
So that'd be your forging hammer right there. Power the business end of it.
Look at that leaf spring on there. I bet it come off a truck or something. Look how many leaves. And then it hooked up to belts here. Okay. All right, we're going to leave it at this right now because I got to go change my battery, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes. What you doing now, buddy? You're on camera.
A similar thing as before with the Megger, but we're going to do each of the field coils. separately. So right now I'm testing the shunt field on this pole. It's isolated from the adjacent one. So we're just going from the one end of the shunt field to the frame, to ground. So we're going to do 30-second measure tests on the shunt field for each pole, and then I think I'm going to leave the series fields connected, just because that looks like it's going to be a project just to break them apart. So I'll connect to one end of the series field, make sure the other end is insulated, run it. If it's good, then there's no reason to separate them.
Right.
So let's run it.
Go for it.
You couldn't ask for a better reading than that. That's completely
I'm
open.
glad you stopped. I was getting tired.
Yeah, that's
I get tired of watching.
absolutely no leakage to ground there.
Yeah, so we're good, huh?
That's good on this one. So we'll just unclip from here and move over to the next one. We'll just,
You're doing pretty good. 23-year-old machine?
yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
GE, make good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's left of Schenectady. It was like a military base up there. 40,000 people.
Making all kinds of things. Generators, turbines, whatever else they were into. Who knows?
All right, so 2 of these checked out good, huh, Mike?
No.
One of them. This one's good.
The series field on this one is good. The center one is 1 mega ohm, and the one on the end there is 500K, so it's half a mega ohm. So that's pretty considerable leakage there. So we can't condemn them until we look at them closer.
Right.
But like I said to Craig, this could make power without the series field.
Right.
The shunt field is the most important one. The series field is important for voltage regulation, but we're not running a coal mine.
Right.
So it's not 100% necessary, although it'd be nice if it was usable.
Right. All right, so now he's got to check these 3 out over here, and let's hope for the best.
Say that again. How do you want me to live in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So because this goes up right onto here like that. So if you're standing at this bearing, looking at it, I went 1 at 12 o'clock, 2, 3.
All right, Mike checked
4, 5, 6.
these 3 out here, and would you say 2 out of 3 were good, Mike?
2 out of 3 are good here.
Right.
The center one is less than a mega ohm, whereas these 2
right.
are about 90 mega ohm.
Okay.
So they're excellent.
Well,
And then this one is good. These 2 have leakage.
well,
But it's the shunt field or the series field. So yeah.
well, you got some information.
Yeah.
Well, right now I got at least a light bulb lighter here, 30,000 pound light bulb. And I'd have to run a boiler to run the steam engine. But I could light that light bulb.
Yeah. I got a big light bulb I'll give you.
All right, we're going to wrap this up here. Mike is finished working on the engine, and the sun's coming down. Here's something I didn't mention earlier. They call this a water motor. It actually runs off of water. You know, it sucks up. You put a belt on here, sucks up water, and the pressure will wherever you have to do. Somebody might know more about it than I do. I've never even heard or seen one of these, but I was impressed by it being original. I can't read it right now. It says 18. Here, you guys can read the patent date, but it's 18 something. Original paint, original flourishing and pinstriping and everything. But that's pretty cool. But we've seen some pretty cool stuff here, and I wish I could have told you more about it, but you know, it is what it is. So what do you guys say? Enough of this? All right. See you in the next one.